Hi guys, welcome to our channel. This is our first video. We are the Uncensored Tycoons, as you can see. Basically, we're going to be taking you through our lives a little bit of advice, little bit of money making schemes, businesses, ideas. Scheme sounds fraudulent, but like no, we're all
legit.
ideas, because like literally we're all business owners, so we've got really good ideas, and we're just really gonna come here and share with you, and it's gonna be all uncensored. So this is our first video, and so bear with us while we work through it, and you're just gonna see the realness and everything. There's no editing, there's no cutting, there's no removal.
Yes.
So
it's not planned, it's not free, it's
not
it's just raw.
So today we're gonna be talking about marriage expectations versus marriage realities. We're all married, and you can say, who's been married the longest? You've been married the longest.
I've been married the youngest.
Followed by
longest, followed by and then taller.
Yeah. So how long have you been married?
So I've been married almost 3 years.
Yeah, and I've been married almost 2 years.
And same, almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Yeah.
So we're still kind of babies, I guess.
I mean, we are children.
Which I actually
can imagine
think
some people are thinking, you guys
but
are
I think that's actually better, because that means we've just literally gone through the realities and the expectations
and the realities.
Yeah, because when you're like 40 years married, it might be a bit like, okay,
it's not relatable.
It's normal now, but like we've just gone through it, so it's like,
and we're
going
through the reality.
Yeah,
we're going through it.
It's so true.
So
stick with us while we'll kind of just like figure out and discuss,
talk about,
write in the comments, anything that you listen, you hear us say, and you want us to expand on, the comment section is free. Well, let's all discuss this
share
together.
your own experiences as well. Some, if you're married or you have an opinion about getting married, what are your expectations and the realities that you met on that topic? That would be really interesting to read as well.
Okay,
amazing.
So let's get into it.
Who
wants to start?
Flo.
You guys are bullies.
Think that you're the one that married
the longest.
Mommy.
Okay. So,
essentially,
what was the first thing that you would say was like a big expectation and reality change?
That reality check where you're like, whoa.
For me, wow. On the spot. There are a lot of things really, but I think for me, the first thing that really hit me was, wow, myself and my husband are very different.
So
what was your expectation and your reality? What did you
My
expect?
expectation was, in the beginning was, we're going to be married.
Right.
I'm a queen. I don't have to do nothing. Because why should I?
Princess.
Not princess, queen. There are levels.
Sorry.
So why should I have to do anything? My husband's gonna look after me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not really so keen on the idea of being considered a liability.
You're not trophy wife.
Not trophy wife
Yeah.
type. I like to be independent. I like to do my own thing, but I also like the option of knowing that I don't have to.
The sense of security.
Exactly. So my thing was, put my feet up.
Yeah.
And
Live
live large, enjoy the rest of my life. Really.
Yeah.
Reality hits when
You're the one cleaning.
Who should clean? Someone will clean eventually.
Someone needs to clean his house now, please.
Exactly. So little things like that, so now I have to cook. Before I cooked because it was fun.
Yeah.
And I wanted to eat something. Now it's like,
and
there's no food in the house.
So does your husband cook? Does he know how to cook?
My husband, he's gonna kill me.
I'm not there.
My husband says he can cook. Okay.
Right.
He doesn't have a lot of experience. Why are you guys laughing?
We're laughing because we know
It's
him.
relatable.
We know him.
Right. He says he can cook.
Okay.
He doesn't enjoy being in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
He's made that very clear from the beginning.
Right.
But he can cook. Right. Okay.
He can put a dish together.
He can put a dish together, some dishes together.
Right.
But he doesn't enjoy it at all. So in fact, a good example in relation to cooking is it took him 2 years until after marriage to be able to cook a meal for me.
Whoa.
But you know, I actually understand though, because like my husband and I as well, like literally, it was like I was cooking, and then one day I'm just like, why? Why? Cook something, like I'm tired.
Try.
Like, you know, because like even me, like if everyone knows, like me, I like to cook, but then it now becomes like a chore.
It's a burden.
It's like a burden. Like you don't want to cook anymore.
Shit.
So to the point, I'm just like, I'm not. You know, if I don't cook, no one's gonna eat in this house.
Exactly.
So like my husband can make ogbono. So I know if it's you're going to cook, it's ogbono.
That's what you expect. Right.
If it's over salty, if it's under salty,
You
if
take
it's
it as
over
it-
fishy,
Yeah,
if
you
it's
take
under,
it like
I
that.
have to take it like that because it's like
And eat it with
I don't.
love.
And it's like I don't want to cook it. So whatever he makes,
You eat it.
I have to eat it like that.
Exactly.
but it's true. Like I understand it because it's like. But do you know the funny thing? I think a lot of girls though, even before marriage, they're fine with expecting like they will be the one cooking though.
Until they get
Until
into
you
it.
get in there, you're like,
I'm
no,
tired.
I'm tired.
Tired.
Because when you're single and everything, you're cooking, it's still like you're
You
cooking
don't
for
have to
one,
eat- exactly.
and it's like a small dish. It's like you can even eat anything, but then you cook a pot in a week,
Yeah.
it's gone.
Yeah.
You're like, wow.
Hours
to do this again.
Hours of slavery
Yeah.
is gone,
Yeah.
So-
and it's like you're cooking for. Also, like guys as well eat like way more than us.
Some guys.
So
Yeah.
in general,
In general, yes,
they
I
do.
agree.
In general, they do. So it's like maybe sometimes I can even eat like once or twice or a sandwich or something. But it's like no cooked meals, especially African like Nigerian guys. It's like cooked meals, not really.
Not like leaves.
Steak and onion
from
baked.
Tesco.
Yeah. So I think that's another one that I think I can relate with that a little bit.
What's your experience, Tola? I know Tola has this different experience where she's the problem. Tell us.
I'm the
So
problem.
you're the problem. Tell us.
Actually.
Okay.
Because your book.
So honestly,
cooks.
guys, so as we're recording right now, our 3 husbands.
They're like right. They're like
Honestly,
everywhere.
they're right behind this camera.
Like,
It's actually
yeah.
so weird.
I dare you to say
They're
something.
saying
girl.
they're not
Yes, but guess
listening,
what?
but they're
We don't
listening.
That's
give
why
any-
you shouldn't lie.
They're listening. They're like literally
Okay.
behind the camera
They're
listening.
literally.
So this is so awkward. Next time we have to send them
we
away
have to
somewhere.
get rid of them, you know?
Sharply.
Lock them up somewhere.
Sharply.
So,
Uncensored.
Uncensored.
Come on, don't look at him.
Look at
okay,
us.
I'm
Tell
like,
us your
honestly,
truth. Tell us
if
your
anyone
truth.
is seeing me, I don't see you.
Okay. That's right.
I think from my perspective, so, you know when you're living, single life, you're just like, oh, I can just be me.
Right.
To get, I'm really chilled.
Right.
Like, if I do makeup on the table today, I can leave it there.
Right.
For 2 weeks.
Right.
When I come back,
When I come back,
when
when
I'm
I'm
ready.
ready, I want is there.
Yeah.
But when you marry somebody else, that is OCD.
Yeah.
And you do makeup on the chair.
Yeah. They don't like
or
that.
on the table, they're like,
They
I
don't
can
like
see
it.
one dot
Yeah.
of eyeliner.
I
I'm like,
put my banana powder on the table because
Yes,
I need to.
I need to
powder.
so I can-
Take it so
Exactly.
My husband will wipe it. Like, that's like half 25 pound powder.
you just
Like,
wasted it.
you're wasting
and they'll be
my
saying,
powder.
oh boys, it's dust. I'm like,
yeah,
what?
like
Brown
it's
dust is
true.
powder.
It's true.
You just called my powder dust.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
So yeah, that was like a rude shock.
even like to be fair, even like the actual like because my husband kind of sees it as mess when I like do my
Yes.
makeup or like if you go I've just done my makeup. So if you go up to my closet, it says makeup all over the table.
Yeah.
Which is why he was like, you even need your own walk-in
You
closet.
need your closet exactly.
Because
Locked
literally
up.
he cannot stand the idea of like
Yeah.
why is there makeup
Everywhere.
lipstick brush and I'm just like this is my process and after I finish After if I want to take selfies, I'm not thinking about now
Yeah,
everything.
cleaning up.
Clean. I'm going to take selfies.
Yes, and they'll come back and they'll say, "Oh, you've just finished doing your makeup. Wipe your mouth." I'm like, "No, it's not now.
It doesn't work like that. But
Speaking of process, what my husband says is, I start my makeup somewhere. Halfway
I know where this is going.
halfway through the makeup, I've moved to a different.
Oh my God.
you need better lighting somewhere. Or like if you want to brush your hair, it's like, oh, your brush is there. You have to brush
Exactly.
there.
Oh my God,
I'm
guys,
telling them,
guys,
like,
I'm so
lighting
happy that we're having this conversation and they're listening because
happens.
my husband will be like, "Hey, I can see hair in my room. I can see brush."
Yeah.
The kitchen cabinet.
Yeah.
I guess, why are you doing this
My
everywhere?
husband, we need different lighting.
He literally will go everywhere, picking up like a brush, then hair, and he'll be looking at me like, and I'm like, I'm doing
I will
things.
get to
Yeah,
it.
get to it. Obviously,
My
you don't get
thing is
to
that
it.
they'll be picking after you. I'm like, don't
Don't
pick.
pick. Yeah, leave it.
Because I'm looking for that brush.
Exactly. When I'm looking for the
I
brush,
need
it's like,
to
it's
know
not
where
where
I
I left
Where I
it. I know that I left it in the kitchen cabinet. I know it's there. Just
I love
leave it.
Guess what, guys?
Are you listening to this? You should listen to this. These guys are lying.
We're not lying.
I actually love the fact. I think we should be recording when they're
When
there.
they're there.
It's actually cool.
No, eventually we're gonna bring our husbands
So you guys
on
can
this
meet
channel
them.
because they're wild.
because they're not different from any other husbands. I'm pretty sure husbands, those of you that are married or like newly married, would be like, oh my god, my husbands do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
it's-
Vicky has a theory where she says like all guys are the same. She's come to the conclusion.
Yeah, it's like a sand.
Not all guys though.
Most like
No,
most
this is-
pen.
this
No,
is her
it's like
theory.
it's like sand, and it's like God was like guys, and then it was just like different grains. There's white
Look at-
grain,
look at
there's
brown,
red grain, brown.
look
So
at
they're
his
a little bit different, but they're all kind of like the same sand. That's kind of like my theory. So it's just
Yeah.
like a little bit different in personalities, but really and truly like deep down, I think also it's also like growing up and like upbringing as well. That kind of like, you know, how should I say it? That kind of like
Maybe
gives you
shapes.
like shapes, shapes guys. Even shapes girls as well. Like I
Yes.
think it's like also like society and upbringing that shapes us into like a specific way. Because if really and truly like in 20, 50 years from now, I don't think girls would be even thinking about like, oh, when I get married, I have to cook. Because the society by then will be so much different from like how we grew up, where it was like, oh, to get a man, you have to cook, you have to clean,
To be
you have to be.
homely.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know why these guys are looking at us in a dodgy way. Honestly, you
Ignore
guys,
them.
you can't be here.
Ignore them.
You can't
ignore
believe this
them.
video is wrong.
Ignore them.
It's
fine.
wrong.
She said it's wrong.
So
My
what?
husband is not here, has left.
What other expectations versus reality?
Oh, I think my own on a more serious note, for my own, one of my own biggest ones was the fact that I always used to say, when I get married or when I have and everything, it's like, oh, communication. Once you communicate, everything will be fine. Like as long as you communicate, it's fine. But no one really explains to you what happens when you don't even want to communicate. Because you're saying communication would like literally make everything better, which makes so much sense. Just communicate. But when you're boiling, anger, pride,
Yes.
arrogance, everything is like at the height of it, and you don't
have
want to
this one
communicate.
person right in front of you.
And this person is your husband, and they're going to sleep there. You're going to sleep here.
Yeah, that's annoying.
So it's like, where does the communication come in when it can't even happen? So I think that was one of my own like realities of where it was like, you're not always going to be happy to communicate, but to kind of make things better or to get over hurdles.
It's necessary.
And we're still learning though, because even sometimes I'm just like, even till today, I was still kind of
I don't want to talk.
don't want to talk. And my husband is the kind of person that like when we're not on good terms, it's like, babe, do you want to eat? Do you want flour?
It's
Do you want
very
cushion? Do you want this? Like he won't leave you alone. So like for me, I'm kind of more of a like in my feelings until I'm out of my feelings. But then when you're married, really and truly, you have to kind of get out of those feelings quickly. If not, you're gonna be having weeks and weeks every. Because let's be honest, you're gonna irritate him. He's gonna irritate you. So you're gonna be
irritate yourself.
Yeah,
everybody's irritated.
Someone else outside will irritate you. So like literally, you're gonna be having so many moments when you're like just irritated. You know, if your go-to is like silence or anger for like a period of time, that communication is just going to break down so fast. So like even till today, we're still kind of learning. Even to that, I'm better now because now it doesn't take me an hour. It can take me 10 minutes. But after he says like babe, I'll snap out. But it's like even that communication, that was like one of like the biggest things for me. Where I used to think that like it's okay to kind of do like the silent treatment and until you get out of it. But it doesn't really work.
It doesn't help.
Doesn't help for marriage. And then you're in lockdown, it's just the two of you. Who are you studying? It's just two of you.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I have a question based on communication.
Right.
So what happens when you communicate? You explain your point of view.
Right.
Why you thought this situation was so wrong, why it pained you so badly,
And they don't understand.
and why it should never happen again.
Right.
And then
And tomorrow, and tomorrow, it begins over again. What do you do?
Nothing. There's nothing you can do.
There's nothing you can do.
There's nothing you can. Honestly, I don't actually think there's anything you can do. Because I think for me anyway, I don't actually think they're doing it intentionally.
No.
Which is the problem. If they were doing it intentionally, I feel like something that you can do. Right. But because it's not intentional, it's even more irritating because it's like you kind of just have to let it be. But it's one of those things that I feel like girls will always say, this is just what they do. Because even though you don't want to give that out, it's almost like what has to happen. Because I'm telling you now, you can say this same thing and it's like they just forget. Or like they don't, or like sometimes I always say unless you say, please do not put this bangle here. I feel like sometimes my husband, if this thing was silver, he'll put it here. Because like to him it's like, you meant gold bangles should not be here. So
Not
it's
silver
like,
bangles.
Not silver bangles, not like any other jewelry. It's like this specific gold bangle should not be here. And I feel like for girls, it's just like, what? I mean, like any jewelry, anything should not be here. But like, I think like, unless you want to run yourself mad and just keep saying the same thing over and over again.
True.
And I think like after a while, there are just some things that just become, it's not even that serious.
Just let it go.
Whatever. Because I'm sure we have things that we do that they're just like, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
So true.
I agree. It's difficult, the understanding bit between the male mind and the female mind. The reality is that we thought, okay, we knew we were different before, but now also it's like we are very, very different.
Extremely different. And one thing that I realized is that when you're going into marriage and you think this was actually a serious one. You're going into it and you're thinking, oh, we're going to be one, two of us will be one now, we're going to be one together forever. But the reality of that oneness.
How do you come about? We have this conversation all the time. The
reality of that oneness is ridiculous because once like you hit life and you have to agree and be one. Yeah. You want to be one with money. Yeah. And you want to be one with,
it's easier said than done.
It's easier said. You're thinking I can worry or two become but when you really
it's easier said than done. It's easier said than done.
It's like whoa. Yeah. And then you now start to choose and pick. Yeah. I want to be two here. But
it's true.
I want to have a mind of my own.
Even in the one, like, even my husband and I were having this conversation. I think it was even like yesterday. We were talking about like this one thing, and I was saying like I understand, like even biblically, like the oneness and everything, but like for me, it's like okay, I don't think one means 50-50. I don't see.
That's a whole other video.
Yes. It's true. It's true. It's because like you want to be one, yes, but sometimes 99 plus 1 makes 100. That's still one. Like you're still one. So like in some, I feel like sometimes in some things he could be 70%, I could be 30%. Some things I could be 70%, he could be 30%.
So are you talking about contribution?
not even only finance. I'm talking about everything to do in marriage. Like I don't think it has to be like, oh, if I lay the bed this morning, tomorrow you have to lay the bed.
Yeah, of course.
And then like and then it's like, oh, it's equal. I feel like, okay, if you're the person that normally lays the bed, but I'm the person that normally puts tissue in the bathroom, and it's like, okay, fine, like, you know, we're both happy. I think what even for me is like what makes it more the oneness is the agreeing that like, oh, you're gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and we're both happy. So even if my husband gets to a point where he's like, I'm gonna do everything, are you happy? Yes, I'm happy. To me, I still consider that as one.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's the agreement to basically be happy in the whatever is displayed, and that should be the one. But obviously, I know a lot of guys also believe that like it should be kind of 50-50. Being married, I actually don't think it's realistic.
It's possible to have 50.
It's not realistic.
It's not.
It's not. And I think if anyone goes into any relationship or marriage thinking that like it's tit for tat, I pay for dinner, you pay for the other dinner. I pay for lunch, you pay for the other lunch. No. You're even counting. It's just gonna. Yeah. It ain't gonna work.
Yeah, it's gonna be messy.
Yeah.
It's very
messy.
Yeah. So it's true, sure.
Yeah.
What other expectations did you guys have?
Expectations from being married.
Expectations of marriage.
Do you mean of like your husband or just like in general?
Yeah, you know when you're like going into this whole marital life, you have this Cinderella like, oh, I'm just gonna be so you must have had like dreams like, oh, this is what my marriage is gonna be like. This is
to be fair, lockdown even killed my own, because like literally we got married.
Same here.
We got married and then 6 months later we're into lockdown. So it was like traveling plans. This thing plan. Everything plan. So it was like, you know, like it's like, you know, when you have like that honeymoon stage of like where you're both going for dinners and you're both dressing up and everything. We didn't get to do none of that.
Yeah.
So it was like we literally went from marriage straight to 40-year marriage. Straight to 40-year marriage, where it was like you're both at home. The kids have left home. It's just the two of you. Literally, so it was even like all the fun and all the like, you know, like especially when you're Christians and like, you know, when you're courting, you're not living together, you're not doing all these things. So like all the fun things that you now think, okay, you're gonna get as soon as you basically get married. It was like lockdown and COVID was kind of like, no, you're not gonna have that. We're gonna give you serious, hit you real,
all the serious,
all the seriousness at once. Yeah, so that was another thing that was like a bit of a shock. Yeah, and then obviously another thing is everyone asking you when you're gonna have a baby.
Oh my god!
Every single person, left, right, center. Lord. When are you gonna have a baby? Even from my honeymoon, I was being asked at the airport.
But that's an expectation.
Really late.
But that was an expectation.
Asking you when you said I do. Are you pregnant now?
Don't you think that was an expectation that actually turned out to be true?
I felt like it was going to happen, but I didn't feel like it was going to happen at the like.
At the time,
at the speed and at the volume that it's happened. It's like literally anybody. Yeah. It's like, oh, babies are next, and it's like you don't even know if we're trying or we're not trying, or we're ready or we're not ready. It's just like, oh, it's expected. You're 20, you're 27, 28. Okay, yeah. Baby, give us baby. I remember when I was 21.
Yeah, it is very nice.
Auntie,
I had this conversation with my mom the other day. In fact, I had to tell her that if anybody asks you when you're going to have a grandchild, I don't want to hear about it. You sort it out with them. Don't now come and ask me. Say, oh, this person said I should ask you. When are you going to have a baby? Yeah, indirectly, you're just asking for yourself.
Yeah. I was going to say that. I was like, even like my mom, obviously, she's always like, I can't wait to get my grandchild. It's like, it's a way of asking, like, when are you going to bring the grandchild? Yeah. And I'm like, just chill. We're in lockdown. We're in COVID. Let's figure out what's going on.
She explained that it was coming from a position of, you know, this concept of, you know, women are on a clock.
Right.
And if you miss an opportunity or if you miss a particular window,
Yeah.
even though this window is not specified
Someone
for
actually told me,
So
like,
what was
once
the-
you're past 18, it's too late. I said, 18.
Yeah,
Oh
they're
my
silly.
God.
But what was your, so both of you, this is a question to the both of you.
Yeah.
Right.
What was your expectation in terms of childbirth? Did you think you were going to, did you plan to give birth or not give birth? Be pregnant,
Get
immediately?
pregnant.
Or did you want to,
I think
give it some time?
I think for us actually, before we got like married and everything, I always wanted like immediately,
bam.
bam, next day, let's do baby birth.
Wow.
But then I think like literally when we now got married, and obviously it's like, okay,
Reality hits.
we've just done wedding.
Yeah.
Owo tilo.
Gone.
Then house. Okay, more money is going. Then it's like, okay, my husband got a new job, and it's like I'm working businesses, and it's like, okay, it's not really the right time. We're still nearly. Even my husband was like, oh, we do like a year of traveling, like so it's like, okay, and then you're trying to, and then you've got all that, and then you're also going through like being newly married, which is like new, like let's be honest, issues. Where it's like you're newlywed. It's like, what? So men are like this? What? So men are like this?
Trying to
Yeah, exactly. You're
adjust.
trying to adjust with this like new person that you've had to basically live with.
Yeah.
So at a point it becomes like, is baby the right thing to even be thinking about? Let's
sort
figure
ourselves
out like how we're like
Yeah.
doing this thing first. So like even I feel like the maybe like the fairy tale of like, oh, baby immediately was like
Like,
just was just
quickly.
like a cute like thing. I want to have a baby like immediately,
I
but
guess, yeah, it was
it wasn't
expectation
really
of,
like
oh, I
a
would love to.
realistic practical thing to have even have been thinking about then.
Yeah.
But then like I think but it's like when my husband were now both ready, it was like we both knew we're both ready. It was like
It's time.
it's time.
It's time.
Right.
Right.
So
For me, I never expected to get pregnant straight after getting
Same
married.
here, same
I
here.
always wanted to wait a year,
Yeah,
2
2
years,
just relax.
breathe,
Breathe,
live
please.
my best life, go on holiday,
Yeah,
which
go
we
on
did,
holiday.
thankfully, before
You guys
COVID
have
lockdown.
been living large.
We've had a few trips, which I'm so grateful for. So I never really expected to have kids early, in terms of marriage.
Like,
I'm still in my
yeah.
20s.
yeah.
So for me, it was just like, oh, okay, cool. I expected the questions and all those type of things to come at some point. I didn't expect them to come very quickly,
Right.
but they came, and they came in. I had family members who I haven't spoken to for 15 years are messaging me on Facebook all of a sudden, when are you having a baby? I said, huh?
Uncle, back up.
I said, huh?
Husband?
Thank
No.
God for the blocking button on Facebook. Very
block them
quickly.
away.
Honestly, I had a lot of experiences like that, and they all have this perception of, oh, your time clock is going, it's good to have them young, blah, 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 do this,
Right.
do that.
Oh my god.
And-
Sorry, I just thought.
Are you
It's
okay?
so weird because
Are you okay?
this is literally not going to be cut out. But anyway,
Oh my God.
I literally just thought of something.
What?
What was your expectation of sex pre-marriage and in marriage?
Look, Flo, why are you getting embarrassed?
She looks like she's about to have a heart attack.
Uncensored,
Yes,
right?
because we're not cutting it.
Heart attack.
Go on.
We go.
Go for it.
This is what I signed up for.
Yes.
What was my expectation of sex before marriage and then reality going into marriage?
Yes.
Yes.
Right? That's the question. Okay.
Hey.
Hey.
What the
What a
You open a can of worms. So I expect you to be ready.
Baby, I love
To
you.
answer that, baby. I expect you to be ready to answer. So I'll go first. I'll sum it up quickly. My expectation at the very beginning was that I was going to be a bouncing rabbit throughout my marriage.
What do you mean about it?
And that was my expectation. My expectation was that I was going to
Every
be
day.
on job.
Yes.
Wow. Throughout. At any given time, call me every day. all
I'm gonna
day.
be ready for
I'm
you,
gonna be
my
ready.
boy.
Reality is that I have to go
You're
to
a
work.
city rabbit.
Rabbit.
I'm not a bouncing rabbit. I sit down. I have to go to work. I have to run my business. I
Right.
have to look after
Your
the home,
businesses,
businesses.
as in
I have
plural.
to look after the home. I have to be social. I have commitment to friends and families and all these type of things. And it really made me realize how emotional women are in terms of how our emotions are tied
linked to having sex. Yeah.
Because when my mind is not at rest, you can just forget it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just not gonna be possible.
True.
It's
true.
It's
true.
really
It's
no.
true.
If I'm worried about something or I'm just so busy, life is just hectic.
That's even the good
It's
one.
like,
That's the
no.
good one, because being worried about something, life being hectic, those are like things that happen.
Or you just don't want to.
You don't want to. He has irritated you. There's anything, like it could be literally anything, and it's like
Hormonal problems.
yeah, exactly. There's so many things, and it's like I'm not in the mood. And then the thing that you quickly come to find out is it's not the same for guys.
Yeah.
If they're not in the mood,
They're still
they
ready
can
to
get
go.
in the mood. So if you can imitate
It's always
them,
a yes.
They
from
will
them.
get in the
they
mood.
will get in the mood.
Always a yes.
Like my husband can fight. If I do baby, he's in the mood.
It's over.
Whereas for me, it's Jerry baby. Like I'm not even ready. Like you get, but like I think for me as well, similar where it was like pre-marriage. You're thinking that like yes, skimpy lingerie. I'm gonna.
I had a collection.
I finally found my guy. Like I'm gonna get married. We're gonna do this. This is the time how we're gonna do it. I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm gonna wear. It's gonna be great. It's not really the case. It's not really the case because first of all, you're two people, Christians, learning each other for the first time, learning bits and bobs, learning how
we're uncensored and you're censoring. I don't understand.
I don't know why she's
I don't understand.
Literally,
Why-
I was literally thinking, what's this
Bits
girl
and
saying?
bobs.
What's she saying? Why is she not speaking? She's like,
You
learning
brought
and
language.
It's actually
You're
the hand movement.
censored.
It's a hand movement for me. Learning and learning, coming and going.
oh my god. Okay, it's just okay, think about it. Obviously most Christians, right, whether you're newly Christian or you're old Christians, most Christians will be either celibate or you'd be a virgin, right? So ideally, right. Now, so obviously, even if you've had sex with someone else before and everything, it's like if it's your new partner and you're going through after you've gotten married, this is like your first experience with this person or something. You're like too new.
You still need to relearn
Like
each
this is
other.
sex. This is sex. So sex is basically like what you like, and trying to fit two of these people together. So it's not gonna be like, oh yeah, let's just have sex and it's gonna be phenomenal. And it's that awkward stage of basically like, no, I'm not keen on that, or that doesn't feel right or sound right, or yeah. So it's like, yeah, so literally it's the reality, because it's like because you think you're just gonna get married, you love your husband or you love your wife, they look good, you look good, and so I'm gonna wear that thing and it's gonna be, like clockwork.
Fired. Like
But
Fire.
what do you, and the funny thing is, it's even, I don't even listen to another video, but like, what do you even do when it's like not fire?
Another video.
I've just gotten married and it's not fire.
do you
But
reverse
I
it?
expected it to be
Fire,
hot.
yeah. So it's
You
like,
understand?
is it divorce time? Because it's not fire. No, it's definitely not. So it's
Yeah.
like, even that process of like trying to figure everything out and everything, it's like it's a bit like reality.
It's a
like,
reality check.
reality
Because
check.
you have to allow yourself to give yourself the time
Yeah.
to learn about the other person, but at the same time you're learning about yourself.
Yourself, yeah.
And as women, we are different people.
Right.
As the sun comes up, we're different people.
Yeah.
Really and truly. So our likes and dislikes can change at any given time.
Right.
What we thought we liked yesterday, we may not no
Like,
longer like it
right.
again today. So as you're learning about this other person, you're also learning about yourself.
Yeah.
And then and the other person is doing the same.
Yeah.
So a lot of communication, as we mentioned
Yeah.
before, goes into it, even though
You can't be afraid to like to have the conversations, because a lot of marital conversations are either like awkward or like your vulnerability is like on show all the time. Like you can't be afraid to literally be like saying the things that you want or you like or you don't want or you don't like, because it's like, oh, your pride. So it's like a lot of communication literally involves you being vulnerable all the time, because if you can't hide from your partner. If you're hiding from your partner, you're going to be miserable.
you're wasting your time.
You're wasting your time. So it's like, so whether it's sex, whether it is like you're cooking, if your husband doesn't like a cooking, it's like, that's pizza you made was not right, or
was dead.
the egusi soup was like water, like, you know, you can't even like take it to heart so much, because it's like this thing that I thought I was so good at and everything. Now
It's hard.
It's hard. No, of course,
It
of
really
course.
is hard.
Of course.
to do that, but it's necessary. It's
To
the
come in.
groundwork and the foundation that you
Yeah.
need to put to enjoy your marriage later on
Right.
down the line.
Yeah, it gets easier. It does get easier. So
And
you
Sola,
you cannot escape
you've
this.
been so quiet. We want you to.
I'm literally just taking everything.
No.
I'm thinking, wow,
Never.
No.
I'm subdued. Like,
What was your
Exactly.
expectation
Can't
pre-
subdue.
marriage toward regarding sex and
The
and the
reality.
reality?
Tell us.
Or what was your experience?
I think expectations.
Such a
It's actually
solid.
quite similar. It's similar. You know, when I'm serious, I'm very chill. But like when I'm playful, that's when I'm wild. So expectations is actually quite similar to flows.
Right.
Because in my mind I was thinking, yes, I've got this.
I got this.
It's gonna be a bad bee.
Trust me. Where?
Where do you want it?
Anywhere, anyhow, anytime.
In the what's it called? The boots of the car.
Let's go.
Let's go there. And then when life came,
Ooh.
flexibility failed me. They say put your leg down.
I don't
No.
So I think I had false hopes and expectations of myself.
Right.
Because in my mind I thought,
A
Come
homie.
on,
Come on.
I'm too good.
Yes.
Too good.
As in
Too
like
basky.
I'm a babe.
Come on.
Just
Tell them.
Give
But then
that.
I realized 1, flexibility 0.
Fatigue.
2,
100.
my hormones are not balanced.
Yeah.
So, and that one is even beyond me. It's what
Yeah.
my body is saying.
Yeah.
I accept.
Yeah.
If my body says you are tired today,
Yeah.
unfortunately my body is always saying that every day.
Before you know it, it's like 2 weeks has passed. And
Before you know it,
you're
I'm
like,
like,
I'm
I'm tired for tooth. And you know, I always say to Faye, I'm weak.
Yes.
I'm always weak. Because when you're working on the
tired.
when you're
It's
working around the
true,
clock,
though.
you're
It's
like,
true.
I'm weak. So
Yeah.
I think I had false expectations of myself.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought I was like, I'm a baddie.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
do this.
But then I realized that, okay, old age,
I'm weak.
Yeah.
I'm weak.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
It's not. It's
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
simple.
It's not easy.
It's not
exactly.
easy. It's
not
just.
that easy.
Yeah.
So what are you doing, or what have you done to now try and help that situation and face the reality?
of your leg.
Of my
Of your
life.
leg, do you realize?
Of how my flexibility failed me. So I think I just paid more attention to myself. E.g., you know this whole workouts gang. Come on, it's all part of it, because actually fitness
Yeah.
helps you. Like your
Now
body
we know the real reason why she's
wonder.
so dedicated.
It's not that.
Every time we're calling
It's not
Tola,
that.
she's on a
working
mat.
out.
It's not that. Trust me. It's
Now
not
it makes
that.
sense. It makes sense. It makes
It's
sense.
not that, but
It's cool.
that is part of it. It's also part of it. So,
Right.
but for this time, honestly, it wasn't because I was bloated. My body was just acting weird, and then also lockdown.
Yeah.
We looked up like I wasn't doing anything.
Right.
So my body was failing me.
Yeah.
I was tired.
Yeah.
I was feeling fatigued. You remember I went
Yeah.
to hospital.
Yeah.
I was just like, what's going on? So I had to just pay attention to myself.
Right.
Because it's easy for us to just get caught up. Like the three of us, we're the same. We don't sleep.
Yeah.
And we're running businesses. We're like on the go. Like, come on, this business running.
It's like
So,
sometimes without
we're
you
not resting.
intentionally not trying to. It's like you're prioritizing like your businesses, your this, but after like you now get to the bed, it's time to
Conk out.
sleep.
And you just feel you just realize that I'm actually tired now. And you can burn out quite quickly, and it affects every part of your life, your mental, your sexual life, your physical, everything. So I think I just had to just take a step back and just rest, and also just look at what I'm eating, what I'm really eating actually.
So your solution is just to get fit so that you can be
fit
flexible again.
Yes,
That's not my solution.
Because tell me like this.
That's not my
I'm
solution.
putting my leg there.
You do more pretzel.
Exactly. So basically, I'll now do work.
I'm
so
not
basically
talking,
become fit.
but-
So I can go and do more work.
No,
Okay,
but
so tell
babe,
us, what's your
But
own?
babe, the fitness actually helps.
Uh-uh.
When you work out,
It doesn't help your motivation.
your hormones are
Jesus.
feeling good.
I want to be fit for fitness sake, not to now go and do more work.
In the
My
bed.
Yeah, but guess what?
solution
When you're
is
flexible and you're fit,
I'm already flexible.
Yeah,
Who told you
but
I'm not
no,
flexible?
no.
Shame.
I'm not saying
Please, as Toby would say, please don't do that.
No, but there's flexibility and there's flexibility.
No,
I'm
no,
not
no.
saying flexibility just do this.
Yeah.
When they put
Like your legs.
I'm actually not even joking. I actually am.
Actually,
but that's your business.
no, what kind of flexibility are you talking about? I'm not talking.
I'm actually very.
I'm not talking of doing
Shut up, my
leg
husband.
work.
Babe.
Wow.
Babe.
I'm not
Come
saying
and tell
leg-
them.
I'm not saying leg work.
I'm telling you.
I had to give her benefit of the doubt.
Should we
Sounds
call you
like
tonight?
something
She
civil
said
rights,
she.
you know, what's
Do you
going-
want to be on FaceTime tonight?
Yes, by
She
all
said
means.
she's flexible.
No.
Okay, so
actually,
what's your own solution, or how do
We
you?
literally have like
How
5
did you
minutes
face? Yeah, how did you face the reality?
I think for
of
me,
that?
it was just kind of like, okay, we kind of come to this like unspoken agreement contract thing where it's like, when I'm not like on it, then I'm not on
say
it.
no.
But when I'm on it, you will get it, and you will be happy.
You get it good.
Exactly. So it's like, do you want mediocre or do you want the shindig?
Yeah.
So it's like, I promise you, today is just not the day.
day.
It might even be 3 days, it might even be 4 days. But when I'm ready, I will like you. When you're ready,
sort
and
it
you're ready, you will be happy that you waited. So it's like it's kind of like an unspoken deal or whatever. But
Right.
it's just easier that way, because then it's not like I'm just sitting there for someone to just and then going. It's like no one really wants that.
No.
Like so it's just like, nah, let's actually like have good sex and let's be happy. But then it's like when I'm not in the mood, because my husband is always in the mood. So, but when I'm not in the mood, it's like it's okay for me to just be, and he now like understands why it's like, okay, girls' brains are different.
Yeah.
Because he would tell me like, oh, but when like I'm stressed, like at work or something, like I'm even looking for you more than, and I'm like, when I'm stressed, no.
Get thee behind.
Yeah, like
me.
I'm stressed. I'm thinking about so many things when the last thing on my mind is sex. So I think it's just like trying to understand each other a little bit more. And even when I'm not in, I'm like, okay, no, like, okay, let me get myself in the mood. Let me actually like, okay, yeah. So yeah, that's kind of like my own solution. What was your solution?
My solution
No sex.
is that's not a solution. That's
Just
a
a
problem.
no. It's a no.
My solution really was to, I guess, more communication,
Right.
Yeah, communication is key.
more tolerance of the other person in terms of understanding that
It's
okay,
a need.
it might be a need for someone else.
It's true for them.
It may
for
not be
them.
a need.
Isn't that? It's
For
like
me.
sometimes that's a little
Life
crazy
is
though.
unfair.
Yeah.
It's
Life is
crazy.
not balanced.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It's almost like a need for them.
It's a want
Yeah.
for someone and a need.
Yeah.
So you're putting a want and a need together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you're also thinking about like your love for that person. How if you continue abstaining,
Yeah.
there's this
Emotional connection as
right
well.
that
yeah.
you're missing, and
Yeah.
it begins to cause a bit of a drift. Maybe not right away,
Yeah, not instantly.
but
yeah.
over a long period of time. And we all don't want
Of course, we want like great marriages.
we want
yeah.
great long-lasting marriages.
Yeah.
So it's like more patience,
Yeah.
more understanding both ways
Yeah.
of each other. More if I'm not in the mood, okay, tomorrow we try again.
Try
we go
again.
Fair enough.
That type of thing. And then what can we do to even spice things up?
Yeah.
Be creative,
Yeah.
do different things. I think
Yeah.
those are The real.
Yeah, I
the
remember I
reality.
used to say to my husband, like, you know, for a lot of women, like, you know, the nighttime sex and everything, or whenever it is, can almost even start from like the beginning of the day. So it's like
It's a journey.
It's almost like a journey. It's like you're kind of like going through the motorway trying to get to London.
Yeah.
So it's like if you, in the morning you'll be like, oh baby, I made you breakfast. Tick. You have another tick. Then it's like throughout the day, oh my babe, do you want me to bring you water? Tick. Another thing, I was like, should we go and get something to eat? Tick. It's like you're just doing things that's kind of like making the person feel.
If you're not around, send me a text.
Flowers.
Tell
tick.
me how
Something,
amazing
tick, tick.
I am.
Just be doing
Because
your
I need
tick
to
ticks
know,
all day,
you know?
And by the time you even get to the point where you're
You
like,
don't have to do
babe,
work.
you're so cute, and you're, I don't know what you want,
like,
and it'd be so
I've
much
got you.
easier.
Yeah.
That rather than like at the beginning of the day, annoy me. Beginning of the day, annoy me.
Piss me off.
Evening, annoy me, and in the night, babe.
I'll say, who is your babe?
So exactly. So I think
So that's a tip for guys as
Yeah.
well. Don't just, for married guys, I can't
Yeah.
give advice.
This is only for married.
So, understand that it's a journey. Don't just say, oh, I'm stressed, let me just pause
Yeah.
my game.
Because I think even if girls or women, like, you know, accept the run up and do anytime and everything, it does do something internally where it's just like you're just kind of doing it for the sake of doing it, not necessarily doing it because like
you're not going
in
through the
mood.
journey.
And I'm telling you guys, you will be able to tell the difference from a girl that is 100% on it and a wife that is just for the sake of it. So it's actually for your own benefits.
True.
So yeah.
So let's round up
Yes,
our
we
first
should.
video.
If you guys enjoyed it, if
You guys
loved it,
enjoyed our conversation
and our
today.
personalities.
And our personalities.
It's only the first video, obviously.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I think we did okay because
Yes.
like
What do you guys think?
This thing we literally have like FaceTime conversations for like hours.
Like literally.
Till the morning.
Hours.
We talk about
hours because we're all nocturnal first of all, so it's
so
like
we don't sleep.
If it's 11 p.m. I know they're awake.
Yeah.
It's like
FaceTime group chat.
Yeah, like so
At
it's
2
like
a.m.
we're still talking about random things.
Random things.
So you're basically getting like a
snippet, a window
of like
our
what we
midnight
discussed.
our
conversations.
late night
And
conversations.
that's kind of how we want to keep it.
Yeah.
We're open
Real.
to like, you know, discussing our points of views on anything really and truly. So, you know, if you've got anything that you want to ask or you want to talk about or you want to say, you know,
Let us
comment
know
section
if
is
like
open.
a particular topic that you'd like
Right.
to know more about, because
Right.
we just like to
We've
say
discussed
as
it
is.
all.
We've discussed we've discussed
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Honestly, any topic
Yeah.
under the sun,
Yeah.
from e.g.
Money, marriage,
business,
everything.
family,
Yeah.
children.
And we've got a lot of like
Emotional abuse.
I know a lot of like obviously our followers and our friends and everything want to know more about like our businesses and
So
like
businesses,
what
running
we
businesses.
do. I know that I get this question like a
Coming
lot on my
soon to a
Instagram.
city near
So you know we're definitely thinking about that. We've got some like BTS from some of our like our
And
clothing
people shouldn't
lines
ask
and
how much
stuff
we
like
make.
that.
I said people shouldn't ask how much we make.
You can ask.
Okay.
Ask.
Uncensored.
If you want to know how
How
much
much we
Tola
make.
makes, write it down below
in the comment section.
and we
I'd like
will
to know how
answer
much
for you for her.
Vicky,
Because the
my
funny,
rich auntie.
but the funny thing is, we literally kind
No,
of know.
it's my rich mommy.
Write it down, and I'll tell you how much they make.
You're throwing people
Let me
under
know.
the bus.
I'll tell you how much Vicky makes.
Anyway, guys, we hope
got
you've
you.
enjoyed this video. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe.
Yes,
share to your friends and
share.
family. Get them all
We're
on board
begging.
if they're. We don't beg you,
Yes.
but get them. But if you get them all on board, if you feel like they're gonna get something
Yeah,
out of
learn
this
something.
conversation,
Yeah,
there's something
yeah.
that you can relate to. At least even one sentence that was said, you can be like, "Oh my God, this is me."
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason why we're doing this, because there are a lot of things that we said today that you probably would not hear anywhere else.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't discuss it because maybe they're too holy.
Holy
Or
or
too
it's
righteous.
there's a stigma behind
Stigma,
certain
yes.
topics,
Yeah.
but we're here to kind
But
of
like,
like strip that all
Christian
back.
wives and Christian people still go through the same thing.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Same thing.
Yes.
So,
So, like I said, comment, like, and subscribe, and we will see you again in our next video.
yes. So bye-bye.
Bye.
Ciao.